Last month, my friend Alan sent me a text message at 11:47 p.m. that said, I just moved $340,000 into something that will never show up on my tax return. Zero taxes, ever, and it's completely legal. Now, Alan runs a hugely successful business, so you might think, of course, he has access to strategies. I don't, but here's what shocked me. Every single vehicle he's using, available to you, available to common earners, available to people making $50,000, $100,000, or $200,000 a year. The wealthy aren't just using different strategies. They're using invisible strategies, investment vehicles that exist in plain sight, but somehow never make it into the conversation at your workplace 401k meeting or your annual financial advisor review. And today, I'm going to show you the 5 specific investment vehicles that the wealthy are pouring money into in 2026. Vehicles that most common earners have complete access to, but have no idea exist. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what Alan did with that $340,000, and more importantly, how you can deploy the same strategy regardless of your income level. But first, let me ask you this: why do these strategies remain invisible? The financial industry makes billions by keeping you inside a very specific box. 401ks, traditional IRAs, maybe a Roth if you're lucky. These are fine, they're not bad, but they're also deliberately limiting. Here's the truth. The investment vehicles I'm about to show you offer tax-free growth, asset protection, and yields that completely eclipse what you're getting in your standard retirement accounts. Yet, almost nobody talks about them because there's no commission structure built around selling them to you. The wealthy know about these vehicles because wealth operates differently. When you have serious money, you attract advisors who specialize in optimization, not standardization. And those advisors introduce you to tools that common earners never hear about until now. Now, before I show you what Alan did, I need to walk you through the 5 vehicles he's using, because what he's doing isn't just one strategy, it's a combination. And once you see how these pieces fit together, you'll understand why he texted me at midnight. Let's start with number 1. Most people think life insurance is just a death benefit. You pay premiums, and when you die, your family gets a payout. But Indexed Universal Life Insurance, or IULs, is something entirely different. An IUL combines a death benefit with a cash value account that grows based on a stock market index like the S&P 500. But here's the game changer. IULs typically include a 0% floor. That means when the market crashes, you don't lose a principal. Your account just doesn't grow that year, but when the market goes up, you capture the gains. In 2025, some IUL policies reported returns as high as 20 to 30%, completely tax-free. And unlike IRAs or 401ks, there are no IRS contribution limits. You can fund these policies with as much money as you want, and the growth compounds tax-free for life. And when you eventually need the money, you don't withdraw it, you borrow against it. And because borrowed money isn't income, it's not taxed. Sound familiar? It's the same borrow until death principle, but applied to life insurance instead of real estate. Now, IULs aren't for everyone. They require proper structuring and the right policy design, but for common earners looking to build a tax-free retirement fund with downside protection, this is one of the most underutilized tools available. And this is just the beginning, because the next vehicle I'm about to show you allows self-employed individuals to shelter up to $280,000 per year from taxes legally. Stay with me. When you think of a defined benefit plan, you probably think of old school corporate pensions, something reserved for Fortune 500 employees or government workers. But here's what most people don't know. Self-employed individuals can set up their own defined benefit plans, often called solo defined benefit plans. And the contribution limits, absolutely massive. In 2025, high-earning self-employed individuals can contribute up to $280,000 annually into these plans, completely pre-tax. Compare that to the $23,000 limit on a 401k, and you start to see why the wealthy love this vehicle. This is ideal for freelancers, consultants, side hustlers, and business owners who are earning significant income but feel like they're behind on retirement savings. You can essentially catch up in just a few years while drastically reducing your current tax burden. Now, defined benefit plans do require actuarial calculations and professional administration, so there's a setup cost. But for someone earning $200,000 plus annually who wants to accelerate wealth building and slash their tax bill simultaneously, this is one of the most powerful tools available. And here's the thing. Most financial advisors won't tell you about this because there's no recurring commission. But the wealthy, they've been using this strategy for decades. Now, the next vehicle I'm going to show you is something you probably already have access to, but you've been told it's just for medical expenses. And what if I told you it's actually the most tax-advantaged account in existence? Even better than a Roth IRA? Keep watching. Let me ask you a question. What's the only investment account that gives you a tax deduction when you contribute, tax-free growth while it's invested, and tax-free withdrawals when you use it? It's not a 401k, it's not an IRA, it's not a Roth, it's a health savings account, an HSA. Most people treat their HSA like a checking account for medical expenses. They contribute just enough to cover their annual healthcare costs and they spend it down every year. But that's a massive mistake. An HSA is the only triple tax advantage account available. Contributions are tax deductible, growth is tax-free, and withdrawals for qualified medical expenses are tax-free. No other account in the tax code offers that combination. But here's the secret the wealthy know. Many HSA providers now allow you to invest your HSA funds into the stock market, index funds, ETFs, even individual stocks. That means your HSA can grow just like your 401k or IRA, except with better tax treatment. And after age 65, the HSA functions exactly like a traditional IRA for non-medical withdrawals. You can pull money out for any reason, and you'll just pay ordinary income tax, no penalty. But if you use it for medical expenses, it remains completely tax-free. Think about that. You get a tax deduction going in, tax-free growth for decades, and potentially tax-free withdrawals in retirement. It's the ultimate stealth wealth building tool hiding in plain sight. Now, the next investment vehicle I'm about to reveal is backed by the US government, protects you from inflation, and requires as little as $25 to get started, and almost nobody is using it. Let me show you why that's a mistake. If you've been watching inflation erode your purchasing power over the last few years, this next vehicle is specifically designed to solve that problem. Series I savings bonds are government-backed bonds that adjust their interest rates based on inflation. That means as inflation rises, your returns rise with it. And when inflation cools, you're still earning a competitive baseline rate. As of early 2025, Series I bonds are yielding approximately 4.03%, completely risk-free. That's higher than most savings accounts, higher than most CDs, and it comes with unique tax advantages. You can defer federal taxes on the interest until you cash out the bonds, which could be up to 30 years. And if you use the proceeds for qualified education expenses, the interest may be completely tax-free. These bonds are accessible to everyone. You can start with as little as $25, and the annual purchase limit is $10,000 per person per year, plus additional $5,000 if you use your tax refund. But for common earners looking for a guaranteed inflation-protected return, this is one of the safest wealth preservation tools available. And the wealthy, they max these out every single year because they understand that wealth preservation is just as important as wealth accumulation. Now, the final vehicle I'm about to show you has historically been reserved for accredited investors and the ultra-wealthy. But recent changes have opened the door for common earners to access private real estate deals with as little as $10. This is where things get really interesting. Stay with me. Most people are familiar with REITs, real estate investment trusts. You can buy them in your brokerage account. They trade like stocks and they provide exposure to real estate without the hassle of property management. But REITs are public market investments. They're subject to market volatility, and their returns are often mediocre compared to what's happening in private real estate. Real estate crowdfunding changes the game entirely. Instead of buying shares in a publicly traded REIT, you're investing directly in specific commercial or residential projects. We're talking about apartment complexes, storage facilities, hotels, and development projects that were previously accessible only to institutional investors and the ultra wealthy. And the returns, often 8% to 12% annually, sometimes higher, significantly outpacing traditional REITs. And here's the best part. You can get started with as little as $10 to $500 depending on the platform. And you're not managing tenants, you're not fixing toilets, you're not dealing with property taxes. You're simply participating in private real estate deals that generate consistent cash flow and appreciation. Platforms like Fundrise, Realty Mogul, and CrowdStreet have democratized access to these investments. The wealthy have been playing in private markets for decades. Now, common earners can too. And this brings us back to Alan. Remember that text Alan sent me at 11:47 p.m.? The one about moving $340,000 into something that would never show up on his tax return? Now here's what he did. Alan runs multiple businesses. His income is significant, but so is his tax bill. And last year, he was looking at owing close to $500,000 in federal taxes alone. So he deployed a combination of the vehicles I just showed you. First, he maxed out a solo defined benefit plan, sheltering $280,000 of pre-tax income. That immediately slashed his taxable income and deferred hundreds of thousands in taxes. Next, he took $60,000 and structured a premium index universal life policy designed for maximum cash value accumulation. That $60,000 will grow tax-free, potentially doubling or tripling over the next decade. And he'll access it through tax-free policy loans when he needs liquidity. He maxed out his HSA and invested it aggressively in index funds, another $8,300 that will compound tax-free. He bought $10,000 in Series I bonds for inflation protection and tax-deferred growth. And he allocated another $50,000 into private real estate crowdfunding deals targeting 10% plus annual returns with quarterly distributions. Combined, Alan moved over $400,000 into tax-advantaged vehicles in a single year. His effective tax rate cut nearly in half. And the best part, every single strategy he used is available to you. You don't need a 9-figure business. You don't need to be an accredited investor. You just need to know these vehicles exist. The financial system is designed to keep common earners in a very specific lane. Work hard, max out your 401k, hope for 7% returns, and retire at 65. But the wealthy operate in a completely different universe. They're using IULs for tax-free growth and downside protection. They're sheltering massive amounts of income through defined benefit plans. They're treating HSAs like supercharged Roth IRAs. They're protecting wealth with I bonds, and they're accessing private real estate deals that were previously off limits. And now you know about them too. And if this video added value, hit that like button and subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to see it, because the more people who understand how money really works at the highest levels, the harder it becomes to keep these strategies invisible. And check out this video. Peace be with you, and I'll see you in the next one.